Just because of Kickstarter and stuff. Hey, by the way, I've got another. Like now that the Kickstarter's done, I replaced the Kickstarter command with the exclamation point books command. I think it's the.
Ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
yours actually works. Okay. I think I filtered out Nightbot commands. Oh, yours is Streamlabs. Okay, got it. Yeah, like on my visualization over here, my chat doesn't show the Nightbot stuff, but your chat does show the Streamlabs stuff. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So yeah, now I have a link to my website shop, which might change later because of 2022 being a thing and changes and stuff and blah blah blah. I'm hoping to sell more books in 2022. That's sort of one of my goals.
I am going to read this tier that Abnerdoodles told me about Fable's upcoming Kickstarter.
Okay.
Kickstarter for the TTRPG.
Yep.
It is an RPG system that Fable has invented. The Kickstarter's for the rulebook, possibly more. There's a tier that Abnerdoodle tells me. You get to give a blurb, fill out a questionnaire from the character sheet for you with skills and modifiers, whether you want to for yourself or for your player character, or you want a fictional character. Some of your higher skills can almost guarantee you'd get is Beveragemancers, Do Thing, and Dark Code Knowledge. Okay, did you beat me to Dark Code Knowledge, or did you realize that it already was there when I said it tonight?
That is a question I have as well. I know the Beveragemancers.
I know Beveragemancers was deliberate. That I know.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you know this, but I am in fact a Beveragemancers. I mance beverages. I get my powers from the god of beverages, like a paladin from D&D. We worship the holy trifecta of alcohol, sugar, caffeine. Our holy water is water. Our primary sin is thou shalt not. Our primary commandment is thou shalt not drink in excess. The second one would be thou shalt not pressure one to drink to imbibe a beverage they do not enjoy.
Mm-hmm. I had an interesting conversation with my grandmother when I visited my hometown last week for Christmas. That was like so close to a Jer conversation, but it was a conversation as if from someone approaching the Church of Beverages, but not quite being there yet. Because it really felt like my grandmother was taking a philosophy very much of the church of like, okay, everyone is happier with a beverage in hand, but didn't quite understand that you don't pressure someone to imbibe
right. That's a key one. And it's definitely learned through, I've certainly learned that one through experiences.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, some people don't really want a beverage right now. Some people are perfectly happy with a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
we were talking about a certain family member who is just sort of like becoming a young adult, has stepped out of college and into the professional world, and is having a hard time making friends. And he also doesn't drink. And I will say this person seems to be like less doesn't drink and more anti-drink, which is somewhere I used to be too, because
a stance that I respect as a Beveragemancers.
Well, there's I
break it down.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha! Breakdown.
I didn't consume alcohol at all until I was like, I don't know, 25, maybe. Which I'm pretty sure I'm the only person I know in any of my friend groups who actually like waited until the whole 21 mark.
I also waited until 21.
Okay.
I
actually didn't.
I waited till 21, and then kind of like I drank a little bit in college, and then was a teetotaler for the first few years of post-college adulthood until I had a coworker's homebrewed beer, and then I was like, I'm missing something.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Pop also mentions that he was 23 himself.
Yep,
okay,
yep.
That's actually good to know. I'm very glad to know I wasn't the only one.
No, you're in perfectly comfortable territory. Yeah, drink when you're ready.
there was a period of time in college though where I sort of looked on people who drank alcohol like shamefully, like from a like I'm better than you because I don't drink, because I was an asshole in college, and I thought I was better than everyone, and that's just sort of how that manifested.
I understand that.
And it sort of seems like family member in question is sort of at that current point and hasn't like sort of learned that no, like as long as you drink responsibly, like there's nothing wrong with other like well not only that, you really just shouldn't judge other people in general.
Turns out.
Yeah. Shiny Zubats also. Okay, no, this is making me feel a lot better. I just sort of was like, I've spent my entire life just sort of assuming everyone was fucking drinking at 18 because a lot of people around me were.
Yeah, you came from a culture.
Yeah.
Actually, it's interesting too that like a big factor of the establishment of my little game of the Church of Beverages was when you came into the group, and I have loved making sure that people have a tasty beverage when they come to my house for a long time. And you said you at the time that we met, you didn't drink. I was like, cool, got it. What do you drink? And that led to the assembling of the soda, the soda crafting station at my house.
Shop, yeah.
Because even though you don't drink alcohol, you as a person really need a glass in your hand of something fancy. It doesn't need to be alcohol. It just needs to be fancy. And so you and I kind of like devised that together and expanded the whole like soda crafting station, the soda bar at my house, which is basically carbonated water on tap. Simple syrup and just a bevy of non-alcoholic flavorings that I've just collected and curated, and so that led to this notion of the trifecta of what do you like to drink. And I remember the original trifecta was missing water, and I was like, well, what if I just want a glass of water? And that adds the addendum, holy water is water. Yes.
Shiny Zubats mentions that so sweet, and like I'll be honest, like a big reason why I felt welcome and comfortable in Sakaga, another early Jer interaction before we were friends, was someone was really trying to pressure me into drinking alcohol, and you shut that down real quick.
No, it's not allowed. And it's definitely you were not the only person I have ever known or knew beforehand that just doesn't drink alcohol. And so like the notion was already in my head that no, don't push it. And of course I had a period where it's like I don't drink alcohol, so you're allowed to not, and you don't need a reason. You don't need to defend not wanting to drink alcohol. You can just say I don't feel like it, I don't want to, and that should be enough. And it also comes from my old friends from Virginia who really didn't like that I didn't smoke pot. Now I was totally fine with them smoking pot. I was like, okay, yeah, that's a thing you do that I'm not interested in. And that was the end of the thought for me. But it really bothered them that I was not, imbibing marijuana with them, and kept being challenged on, well, why not? Come on, it's safe, it's fine. All the, if you ever talk to a hardcore stoner and listen to them talk politically about pot, especially before it was legalized, in our region at least, they've got some thoughts and some words about how miraculously great it is, or whatever. No, it's a intoxicant. It gives you a feeling. That's all it is. It's fairly safe. I don't particularly enjoy the feeling, and so not for me. But having been put on blast and put into like challenged to say no, why don't you smoke pot? I was just like, shut up. And so years go by, this is like cultivating my brain. Kyle shows up to Sakaga, says, I don't drink. I was like, I got your back. That's all I need. No, you don't. And even to the point where I think like either you or someone else says, oh, I don't drink, because I was like, I don't need it because. I just need to know you don't drink. Gotcha.
Jif Pop brings up a conversation I've definitely had before with, it doesn't make you a bad person. I never said it did. I'm just not interested. And and also I really appreciated what you said, Jif, earlier about I think it was a response to me saying I feel like everyone I like always drinks before 21, and you just responded with that's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
Shiny Zubat says, man, one of my biggest complaints about my corner of the art community is that glass people are heavy drinkers as a rule. It makes it tough to make connections. And yeah, Shiny Zubats has had these exact conversations
Glass
and experiences
people?
too. Glass blowers.
Oh,
People who...
got it.
Shiny Zubats is a glass blowing major, if I recall correctly. Which is really cool.
That's super cool.
Have you visited Seattle before, Shiny Zubats? I don't think you have. We have like a really like world-class glass museum.
I have not been to that glass museum. If you ever swing by, we will make a field trip.
Yeah, it's actually, I've been there. It's really cool. Actually, fun fact, it was a big influence on some of the early Angel designs.
Dope.
And OTO.
That tracks so hard. Holy shit, having seen your original sketches, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the Cthulhu? Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Chihuly.
It's Chihuly, or Chihuly.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, no. Like,
And here's the Eldritch Horrors.
Yeah.
In glass.